Welcome to A SkinDepth Convo. I'm Anna Kagarakis. This is a show focused on educating and inspiring all those in the skincare and beauty industry. But it is also a show for those looking to improve themselves from the inside out. Today, we travel to the island of Chios, Greece. Masitha has caught the attention of many skincare companies because of its benefits. It's being called a natural retinol alternative. Now, Lira Clinical has been using mastic gum in many of its products for years, but now more skincare lines are seeing how this rare and incredible ingredient is transforming skin. We'll be joined by Damala from the Chios Mastiha Growers Association. We'll discuss the cultivation of the ingredient, why it has a protected designation of origin, and if any other countries have had luck harvesting the resin. Now, after listening to this episode, if you haven't heard our episode where we discuss the folklore and the mystique behind Masitha, make sure to tune in to episode number 14 of the podcast. But for now, Maria will join me and our expert hosts, Masitha and Francine Kagarakis, right after this word from Lira Clinical.
Lira Clinical takes today's skincare to the next level. Using cutting-edge technology and the best high-quality ingredients, Lira gives you brighter, healthier, younger-looking skin. With award-winning products, advanced education, and innovative skincare philosophies, Lira Clinical is redefining aesthetics and offering superior products and treatments that produce remarkable results. It's beauty from the inside out. Be bright, be beautiful, Lira Clinical.
Everyone is always trying to find the next big thing in skincare, but sometimes the most amazing ingredient is something that's been around for thousands of years. But it's all about how it's used. Masitha is a power ingredient that Lira Clinical has used for years, and to learn more about it, we have Maria Damala joining us from the island of Chios, Greece to tell us more. Thank you for joining us, Maria.
Thank you very much for your kind invitation, sending our greetings from the island of Chios. Today we have a sunny day here in the island, and you're welcomed to ask whatever you might need for Masitha, for Chios Mastiha.
You had met Francine and Masitha before also in Chios, correct?
Yes, we met Maria when we went to Chios. We're very honored to meet the team. It was Ep31 and Maria. Okay, we were very honored when we met you on the island of Chios when we came there, and we went and visited the island and went to see how the trees were harvested. And it was very nice to meet you and Ep31.
It was also very nice for us to meeting you here in our offices and having the chance to show you anything possible about the cultivation and all things related to our product.
Wonderful. Masitha has recently caught the attention of biochemists around the world. It's being touted as a retinol alternative, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But first, can you explain what Masitha is and how it was actually discovered?
Firstly, we could tell you some things about the Masitha tree, which is an evergreen shrub, 2 to 3 meters in height. It is cultivated systematically and exclusively in the south part of Chios, only in the south part of Chios, although the specific species in its wild form can grow throughout all the Mediterranean basin. The mastic tree belongs to the family Anarcadiaceae, genus Pistachia, species Lentiscus, while the variety that grows in our island is called Chia. Masitha tree is a tree that grows slowly. It can be productive after 5 to 7 years, produces the maximum quantity after 15 years, and it is productive till almost its 100 years. Chios Mastiha is actually the resinous sap that it is produced from the Masitha tree. It is a natural and very aromatic resin. It falls on the ground in drops from superficial scratches that the producers are making in the tree trunk and the main branches with some sharp tools they use. As it drips down, this sap appears as a sticky liquid which after 15 to 20 days, it is solidified into irregular shapes influenced by the area's weather conditions during summertime. It is intense drought and intense sunlight. After it is being solidified, It has a crystal form, which is a rather bitter taste, quickly subsides in order to leave a distinctive aroma. This aroma is something that makes the product unique since the antiquity. That solid product is then harvested. It is washed by the Mastiha cultivators in their space. Finally, gives us the natural Chios Mastiha, the product that you know.
Maria, how did it become a PDO? How did that happen?
This happened in 1997, and actually Mastiha was in the first list of products that have been recognized as PDO, and it is amongst the 100 more emblematic PDO products of the EU today. At this time, on 1997, Chios Mastiha has been characterized as a product of protected designation of origin on the basis of the Regulation 123 of 1997. According to this above regulation, the product is protected from the sale of any competitive imitation product whatsoever that would undermine the reputation of the designation of origin. That is the reason, as Mastiha is actually an emblematic PDO product for the European Union, this is the reason that EU keeps making many bilateral relations with other foreign countries across the world in order to expand the PDO mark of the product. We could say actually that PDO for us, for our product, it is a global trademark.
How was the Chios Mastiha Growers Association formed?
Chios Mastiha has a very big history. If you go back to the past, you can find Mastiha even since ancient times. Mastiha Strait has been very famous during Byzantium times, after this during the Genoese occupation of the island, and after this during the Ottoman occupation. Mastiha Strait thrived all this period that we're talking about until the beginning of the 20th century, when the First World War caused a severe crisis to the product. By the end of the war and the return to stability, the Mastiha growers actually couldn't find a way to restart the commerce of Mastiha. They couldn't sell the product actually very easily in the markets, and that difficult situation captured the state's attention. This had as a result to make a law in the year 1938. It's the year that actually the Chios Mastiha Growers Association has been founded. All the Mastiha producers had the obligation to deliver their product to this association. Already from the first year of its foundation, the association tripled the price paid to the growers, and this has been something very good, especially on those very tough and difficult days. In the next years, the association managed perfectly to justify the reason of its establishment, until even nowadays is the only safe way for the producers to handle economically and commercially their product.
A lot of people are trying to grow Mastiha in different parts of the world, but they're not having the same success as the southern part of Chios. Can you tell us how many other countries are trying to grow Mastiha?
Actually, the wild form of Pistachio lentiscus tree exists in all the Mediterranean basin. But
Yes.
only in the south part of the Chios Island it can be cultivated and thus be productive. Actually, there have been quite many attempts for the cultivation of the trees in other places of this extended region, but they all have been unsuccessful. Imagine that not even in the north part of Chios, Mastiha can be produced. Not even in the north.
Why is it that it doesn't work?
There are probably three reasons for this exclusive cultivation and production of Mastiha specifically in the south part of Chios Island. The first one is the special microclimate of the area, which has a mild winter and a completely dry summer, combined with the calcareous soils of the region. The southern part is a hilly part that acquires special climate, mild in winter, very dry in summer. It often rains all over the island, except from South Chios. The dry, hot summers of the Mastichochoria, as we say the villages of Mastiha, allow the Mastiha to dry out easily and form the resin that you all know. Second reason is that since ancient times, Mastiha tree growers used to identify the most productive trees that produced more and better resin. In this way, over the centuries, this methodical eugenics created a new variety of productive Mastiha. Modern botany has recognized it as a separate variety and gave the name to the product, the name of Pistachial lentiscus variety here. And there is also a third reason, that it is the good management that the ancient Chians made. They systematized the cultivation, they standardized the product and imposed it on the market, as well as the know-how in the cultivation and also in the cleaning process of Mastiha.
That is fascinating.
Maria, we get emails from the association on the updates and the white papers and the data that you guys are doing for the medicinal value of Mastiha, which is so incredible. What we're still finding the benefits of this resin. It is worldwide recognized that it is continuously helping with internal benefits and external benefits. Am I right?
Chios Mastiha has been recognized since ancient times, both for its distinctive aroma, also for its healing properties. It has been recorded as the first natural chewing gum of the ancient world. The medicinal dimensions of Chios Mastiha have been known since ancient times. For example, Dioscurides, Galenos, and others that were the first to report on the therapeutic properties of the product, mainly for the treatment of stomach disorders. Today, we have more than 300 scientific studies, and we know that Mastiha has strong antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant effect. Due to these properties, Mastiha contributes to the protection and treatment of several health problems like dyspeptic problems, ulcers, elimination of the Helicobacter pylori, ulcerative colitis, etc. It also has positive effects in other health problem categories like reducing blood glucose, cholesterol, and blood pressure. Also, it contributes to the maintenance of oral hygiene because of this antimicrobial action that we have mentioned. And finally, also to the healing of wounds and the skin regeneration. This is the most important benefits the product has, and because of all those benefits, we have this expansion, let's say, of the products throughout all over the world in so many countries and so many uses.
Lira has been using Mastiha now for almost 10 years, and I have to say the effects and the benefits on the skin is amazing. I think some of our top sellers in Lira have benefited from the ingredient Mastiha in the formulation. What we've noticed is the anti-aging effect means pigment, lessening the pigment on the surface, refining the pores, causing the skin to be balanced and healthy. And I have to say, for our success, having this ingredient offered in some of our formulations have definitely benefited the aesthetic industry all over the world.
We are very excited to say that every time you come up with a new form of Mastiha, we're excited to try it in a new formulation. We currently use 4 different forms. We use it in granules. We use it in an extract. My favorite personally is the oil, which is very, very powerful. And the new one that we tried and we put it into a special mask was freeze dried. Is there one that we're missing?
If you are talking to me, I think no, you said everything.
We have found that the oil is very, very powerful. We actually even use 2 different forms in many of our products. And as Metaxia was saying earlier, we started using Mastiha oil first, and we started using the extract. And then we found all the benefits, especially with pigmentation and refining pores. And now there's even more science showing how it's even helping as a natural retinol in the skin for tightening and brightening. So we're very, very excited to say that we fell in love with it even before all the studies came out.
I think also, Fran, we have to say that we go directly to the association to get the Mastiha. We go direct, we bring it over. The association has been really a positive source of information, and they really have helped us bring the Mastiha over, and we direct it to the labs of which we use. but going to the direct source for this has really made a difference, because I've seen other imitation mastiha in the industry, and I ask where they get it from, and it's not from the source. And I think supporting the association and supporting what they've done from 1938 is also important to Lira, because we definitely want to complement all the resources that you've done and all the hard work the association has done, and honor and respect Chios for what they produce for this world.
When we went to your website, I think it was Metaxia that actually looked it up, and we actually joined Adopt Chios Trees. And we're very proud to say we are sponsors. We sponsor a lot of our own employees and our wonderful customers. And we're very proud to maintain and help the Chios trees as best we can.
Thank you very much.
One more thing, if anyone wants to travel to Greece, they have a museum, and the museum is really a lot of information about the history. Can you tell us a little bit about the museum, Maria?
The museum is an ideal place in order to see all the history, the cultural heritage, all things that have to do with the cultivation of mastiha throughout all the centuries. It's really a very important infrastructure for the whole island. It attracts so many people all over the world, so many visitors, and they get in touch with the product and its history. And this has been something very important. Maybe for me, I think it's the most important investment that has been made in the island in the last few years.
Now, Maria, I know Metaxia had mentioned there are people who, if they're trying to get mastiha and they get the wrong one or the imitation mastiha. Talk about the importance of going through the Chios Mastiha Growers Association and why it's important to go directly through you.
What Metaxia says is something that really happens sometimes. Maybe a reason for this is that our production is limited. As it is a unique product, we always try to give incentives to the producers in order to plant more trees and increase their production. But as the demand, the global demand, is much higher than the capability that we have at the moment, other resins that they are not mastiha, they are fake mastiha, they can find a way to move into the market. Of course, we make attempts, we make legal attempts in several countries in order to diminish this situation. For example, we make DNA tests in products that seek and find that they circulate in the market. But this is actually something that happens, and we try in general to eliminate as much as possible.
And then more and more companies are starting to really discover the magic of mastiha. You already just said that there's more people around the world who want it. You don't have the capabilities to fulfill all those needs. But what brought on this shift in its recent popularity? We're hearing it being called a natural retinol alternative for certain companies. But what brought on that popularity?
Look, mastiha is exported nowadays to more than 60 countries, and almost the 80% of its total sales goes abroad to several markets. The markets for mastiha are divided into traditional markets with main use in food, and we also have the new markets with main use in medicine or cosmetology. Most important markets today for mastiha is the Middle East, North Africa region. They have the traditional, let's say, use of the product. And new markets are America, Korea, France, etc. Also, mastiha has big international recognition in the last decades, with health claims in countries such as Europe, Korea, Canada, Australia, India, etc. At the same time, the European Union, specifically the EMA, since 2015, has issued the mastiha monograph as a natural medicine with two indications, one for dyspeptic problems and second for skin regeneration and wound healing. Also, something that could interest you is that even since 1914, the USA Pharmacopoeia already mentions medicinal recipes with Chios mastiha for the stomach disorders. All this international recognition and also all those researches that I've already told you that have been made for mastiha, all those studies have led to this expand of sales and uses throughout all over the world.
You know, Maria, I want to thank you again. When we came to Greece, it was during a time where it was still COVID, but you opened the doors to us. We went in, our team came in, we were able to meet you and your team. And we want to thank you so very much for being so hospitable to us and showing us the benefits of Mastiha and just reminding us how special it is and how lucky we are to be able to use this ingredient within our brand.
So thank you.
The Lira team wants to thank the association because with your beautiful ingredients, you've also made us a very successful company. A lot of our awards that we win is because of the ingredient Mastiha in some of the formulations, but your true commitment to excellence is an example that we also want to carry with Lira and have the best ingredients and formulations consistent with the quality and be able to produce something that's going to be best in the market. I think that's what we want to do, achieve the best in the market. And with your help, we've done very, very well. We want to thank you as a team.
Thanks a lot. Something more that I would like it in order to inform you that this year started its operations a research center for Mastiha. It is situated in Chios Island again, and it is a research center that will support all research and development of Mastiha and Mastiha applications in several products. And this is something that will help not only the sales of the product to be more expanded, but also will help to find other formulations and applications of the product that we could spread to our customers and help in the best way possible.
Well, what I'm hearing is we should be ingesting it and topically putting it on. So I think there's many forms that we're going to have to keep looking into because it's a very, very unique ingredient that we're very proud to say we use.
Anything coming new out of the research center that you want to share with us?
The research center has now started actually its operations. Now they have started, there is an R&D department there. There are chemists and other type of employees there. For example, now they produce pharmaceutical wood healing cream using the freeze-dry technology for Mastiha dissolution. This is something that they are making right now. For example, also they are making attempts of integration of Chios Mastiha in creamy products. There are several kind of operations they are doing there, and we are waiting for the results.
Maria, if we were to plan another trip next year to Chios, can we have an appointment with the R&D department? Because that's
yes,
new.
of course. This is exactly why the reason for making this research center, in order to help our customers. So, of course, you would be welcome to come and visit there and make any kind of conversation with people that could help you on this.
We're making reservations right now. So.
Okay, I'm arranging this.
Yeah, we love talking to chemists. We love sitting in a lab and understanding and doing different protocols and playing with prototypes. That's our favorite part of this whole business because you learn so much and you share so much. And I think Francine's right. We're probably going to make arrangements as a team to come and visit again Chios. It was the best exposure for us as far as understanding the culture, understanding the island, and being part of the trees. I think touching and feeling the trees brings it home for us.
Yes. I think you're right. It's very important for someone to come here and see on his own. The island, the cultivation, the way we produce the product, all these things are very important.
And we will continue to make sure to remind people how important and all the new advances with Mastiha. And we want to thank you so very much for taking the time today with us. It's very important because, again, the research is so important to know that when you're using a product, you understand that those ingredients are brought in a very special way and are used. So when you're using these products on your skin, you know they're using the best.
I mean, I think Francine and Metax would be like kids in a candy store when they come out to the research center over there. But where can people find out more about Mastiha and the Growers Association?
You could find more information in our website, which is www.gammastic.gr. There we have tried to accumulate all the necessary information that somebody could firstly need in order to get a glance in the product and its production, its history and everything. And of course, if you need further information, more technical, for example, of course, you can get in contact with our department and we will be willing to reply on anything you need.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Maria, for all that wonderful information. And we appreciate you taking the time with us today on A SkinDepth Convo.
And thank you very much.
Maria, we really appreciate you taking the time. I know it's late over there to do this for us. Thank you so very much.
No problem.
You're wonderful, and the association should be very honored to have someone who is that diligent in the way you came across. We're very proud of Greece. We're very proud of Chios, and we try not to be too only Greek, but we are so proud when we come across as a culture that is proud of our roots.
We are also very proud to have customers like your company, really.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
A big thank you to Maria for joining us today. And make sure to check out the entire Lira Clinical Mystique line. The Masitha skin brightening technology brings out your skin's radiance. The Mystique Illuminating Cleanser was voted the winner of Dermascope's Esthetician's Choice Awards for 2022. This skin brightening cream cleanser both hydrates and soothes with Mastiha, orange plant stem cells, and a botanical blend. There's so many other incredible products in that line, like the beauty oil, the polisher, the cryo mask, and so much more. You can learn more by going to liraclinical.com. And make sure to follow Lira Clinical's social media channels at Lira Clinical. And of course, thank you all for listening to today's show. That will do it for today. For all of us at A SkinDepth Convo, I'm Anna Kagarakis, and we'll talk soon.